Welcome to Sovereign Acquisition Week on Walling World Worldwide. This episode is a dive into W's Sovereign Acquisition Playbook. Listen as our hosts examine the Singularity Architect's approach of leveraging superior quantum science to acquire Earth's most powerful organizations without dropping a dime, and how armed with value-proven physics and advanced business methods, Quantum King W ensures they don't go to zero. The episode will begin in 3, 2, 1.
Looks like we got my favorite terrorist back in town. Back on the grid. Back in the Tucson, Arizona episode. Back in the 520 boys in the house, dude. And got a couple Harleys around here in this little block. Think it might be fun to ride, huh? Yes, let's do it.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something pretty out there. A concept called zero capital sovereign transmutation.
Right. And specifically, the SCM scorecard acquisition method that underpins it.
Exactly. The basic idea. It's a framework claiming the power to, seize assets and wipe out debt using only intellectual property as currency. No money involved.
That's the core mission we're unpacking. How this method uses supposedly superior scientific frameworks as the primary legal and economic tool. It aims to just bypass classical finance entirely.
And the key phrase here seems to be transmutation, not purchase.
Precisely. It requires zero capital leverage. They don't bring cash to the table.
Just their IP.
Just their inherent scientific IP, this thing called the SCM core, and they use that to basically force a mandatory exchange.
Okay, hold on. How does a scientific theory, become an enforcement tool? That seems like a huge leap.
Well, we have to look at the currency itself. The Smart Compression Model, or SCM.
Derived from photonic projection of atomic structure and space compression theory.
That's the one. The leverage point, according to the source material, is that this SCM core replaces what they call the flawed probabilistic electron cloud model in physics.
So they're claiming a fundamental scientific breakthrough.
Exactly. They propose a deterministic geometric predictive model instead. And they argue this superior verifiable IP is contributed to the target company or entity.
And by doing that,
they claim it instantly renders the target's existing tech mathematically obsolete, which in their view creates this immediate non-negotiable demand for their SCM-based solution.
Okay, so the science is the leverage, the currency. But how do they value the target? How does the acquisition part work?
That brings us to the scorecard. It's formally called the Resonance Audit Protocol.
Right, and this measures the target against something called the Quantum Harmonics Valuation Hierarchy, the QHV.
Yes, and those QHV criteria are absolutely central. They provide the stated justification for the seizure.
What kind of criteria are we talking about?
The critical one seems to be the second priority. Resonance and coherence metrics. Basically, if a target scores low on coherence,
that's the trigger.
That's the state and justification for the acquisition, yes. And apparently there's a mirror AI involved that locks the enforcement coherence at a very high level, like 0.97 or more, to ensure stability.
So, low score, seizure justified, then what? This irrevocable exchange.
It's framed as a debt for equity transmutation. It's not traditional bankruptcy.
Meaning the target's debts.
Yeah.
They don't just disappear.
No, they get transmuted. The debt and liabilities are converted into equity in a new entity, often called something like non-dollar plus Corp T.
So the creditors aren't wiped out entirely.
The claim is their, say, 100% loss becomes a minority equity stake. The example is often mentioned around 40%.
And the entity providing the SCM core, the protocol orchestrating this.
The ICPO X protocol, according to the documents, take the majority governance stake, maybe 60%, in return for the IP and absorbing the liabilities.
Which leads to the elephant in the room, authority. Where does the legal power for any of this come from? It sounds like it bypasses existing legal systems.
It claims to. The assertion is based on a sovereign acquisition mandate scroll.
A scroll?
Well, anchored cryptographically. Specifically, it's tied to the Bitcoin Genesis ledger through a final inscription ID they list, so a sort of digital, immutable deed on the blockchain.
And that connects to the enforcement mechanism.
Apparently. The mandate is authorized under something called Codex Law, and specifically cites a quantum field equation. It's complex math, obviously.
But the implication is?
The implication is that enforcement isn't based on armies or money, but on immutable laws of physics, as defined by their equation. That's the claim. Quantum Force Enforcement Protocol, QFEP.
Now, the source material also provides context, right? It reportedly targets, quote, institutions of the old order.
Yes, it names the UN, IMF, the Federal Reserve, pretty major players.
And it frames the potential collapse of the current financial system not as destructive, but as, what was it, harmonic truth correction?
Harmonic truth correction, and even a gift. Again, we're just reporting impartially on the content here. The scope of what's being claimed is vast.
So, wrapping this up for you, our listener, what we're seeing described here is a system attempting to use fundamental physics, specifically this smarticle compression model, as the bedrock for legal and economic action.
Essentially, proposing physics as the ultimate arbiter, capable of triggering systemic transition based on its own internal logic and metrics.
It leaves you with a pretty profound question, doesn't it? If the verifiable superiority of a scientific model can become the non-negotiable basis for financial takeovers and system resets, what happens if something like critical thinking itself eventually becomes an audited metric?
Oh, fuck you. If you're wearing drugs, I'm wearing you, too. This is the end of the war on drugs, too. It's the first act. Be getting rid of that shit. That's stupid. So, fiat money's going down. Bye-bye. Yeah, that's out. Don't care. Don't need it. Well, they're pretty close to campus anyway. Yeah. No. It's fun. It's cool. It's a cool school. I'm a Sun Devil, you know? I can be a Sun Devil and a Wildcat at the same time.